Hello and welcome, or welcome back. Um, Tonight, we're continuing Colder Than a Twitch's Wit here on the Rolling Nomads channel. I'm going to be your host tonight, Dungeon Master, and maybe some other, you know, disparaging terms that my players may have in frustrating situations, but we'll get to that later. Um, yeah, I am David Gagnon, and we don't have any announcements tonight, so we're just gonna roll right into it and meet the players.
Good day, I am RA-THERIS. I am the loyal servant of ZERRIS. Let us hope that nothing bad happens that involves me having to kill a certain kobold. Wink wink.
It is getting far too bloody for me. We need to figure out what's causing this problem before any more unnecessary blood is shed.
Oh, whoa. I'm in love with Judas. Judas. Hi, I'm ZERRIS. Name the fucking song. Go ahead, I'll wait. We're doing murder things. Well, we're solving murder things. We're not doing murder things.
We could be doing murder things.
We're not going to do murder things.
We'll see. Doing murder things, solving murder things. Sometimes the lines get fuzzy. Speaking of fuzzy, I don't have the best memory. But ZERRIS, you've been pretty reliable so far as recaps go. So, what happened last time?
Some fuck shit, dude. Some real fuck shit. We fucked up. STIRIA and Niam went off to speak with the coroner and get some information. They spoke with the coroner and gathered their own intel. We bounced some stuff off one another after meeting up near the bar where we found those guards originally about 2 episodes ago. Basically, so yeah, we split the party and we gathered information. However, the most interesting bits of that were that RA-THERIS and I were speaking to Iris at the scene of the crime, and STIRIA and Niam were also speaking to Iris at the coroner at the exact same fucking time. So we freaked out. I was convinced that the Iris that STIRIA and Niam had spoken to was the wrong one because I thought that I cast Zone of Truth shit fucked up. I fucked up. Okay, there. You want me to say it? I fucked up. So we ran.
It was
off to
all
go...
part of ZERRIS' master plan.
Nope. All right. We fucked up. We went to Styria and Niam's Iris, and I cast Zone of Truth again, and that was Iris. That was Iris. That was the actual Iris. The whatever the fuck we talked to, either a doppelganger or some sort of weird shapeshifter, whatever. That ain't it. That ain't it, Chief. Yeah. So we worried about the kids, so we ran to go check on the kids because the claw mark on the door this morning that was cause for concern. We ran over and we saw this fucking kobold sitting there hanging out. So everyone basically ignored him, ran in, and he was there for me. Apparently there was an issue with my payment. I don't know what he means. It sounds like an issue with whoever received the payment. So apparently I was 50 gold pieces short. I disagreed, and some things happened. We
will lodge a formal complaint.
We will be with knives. I got my ass beat. He had guards to act as his fucking goons. So I got my ass beat over 50 gold pieces. Then this really nice owl lady from the clergy stopped by, paid my fucking 50 gold pieces, and now I have to remember this man's face for the rest of my life. Because I'm going to remember this fucking dude. His name was Mogu. He was a blue kobold.
Yeah.
I'll find you, Mogu.
Do not worry. You only have to remember him for the rest of his life. And kobold lives are drastically short when they get in our way.
We're not... I'm
Yep.
conflicted, all right? But long story
Fair.
short, I got my ass beat. The consequences of my own actions caught up with me. And now we are at the shit house that I purchased, trying to barricade it so that the children don't get murdered tonight while we stay there. and
Always a good goal.
with whatever murderer or shapeshifter or whatever fuckery's out in this shithole town, we're gonna be there to kill it if it comes a knocking.
Yeah.
That's my recap.
Okay. Yeah. It definitely does bring up an interesting question as to whether or not the Iris you spoke to was telling you the truth about anything.
I mean,
We had
So-
some truth.
But zone of truth.
We know some things were true.
Yeah, at least something was true.
yeah, that whoever this was slept with the husband at the very least and has a child with the husband. At least he didn't sleep with his wife's sister, I suppose. That's slightly better that's a slightly better version of adultery.
This town fucking sucks.
Is that better? I mean,
It's slightly better. It's less of a treachery.
oh,
So you're only betrayed once rather than twice.
yeah, fair enough. So with
Focus
that,
on.
sorry.
We should probably focus on, after getting things set up here, finding the source of this chaos.
Yes.
Indeed. And we should probably mark you.
Yeah, there's that. But you guys were getting ready to start your long rest, if I recall correctly.
Before we start that, can I mark her? Will she?
That's up to her.
STIRIA.
Described it as a tattoo, right?
No, you saw the mark on. You saw the mark on ZERRIS, and I said I
It got
use ink.
described as a tattoo.
I never said it was a tattoo. It was
I
never said.
I never said you said it was a tattoo. I said someone described it as a tattoo.
I think that was Neum's question, actually, as to whether or not it was like a tattoo. And that might be where this is coming from.
That's probably it.
The question was raised if it was a tattoo or if it was like a tattoo.
Yeah.
Never said it was a tattoo.
Yeah.
And it's
But
as
yeah,
useful
that's
for
up to you.
long distance communication.
I would say if this is going to get resolved, you'll probably have to catch me when I'm not aware.
Well, it takes, what, 10 minutes to cast?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
no.
So you would have to be very much aware of it.
Okay. I will lodge a formal complaint with ZERRIS. ZERRIS, your companion refuses to be marked. This will no doubt lead to her destruction and in a future time.
I'm just going to ignore that statement.
I can't. If freedom is important to RA-THERIS. This is.
Freedom is not as important as the ability to communicate with your allies. Also,
just go
who said
forward.
anything? Also,
Look
it is
for-
just a mark. It can be dispelled.
I'm going to look at Zeris and just like, I think the two of us communicate rather well, I would hope.
And yet you are incapable of communicating over long distances.
It would be useful, STIRIA. I mean, if we had everyone marked before, we could have corroborated and maybe caught the false iris before any of this before we lost track of them.
It does not have to be on your forearm. It can be literally anywhere. Except for on your eye. When I tried that, I accidentally removed part of the eye.
And I just like,
Oh. Okay.
totally a vote of confidence.
Yeah, that's comforting.
Yeah, why don't I put this magical glyph on you? Don't worry, there's only a chance of it removing a body part.
Only the eye, and only if I attempt to put it on the eye. Which I would not do. Though it is becoming enticing.
It's just like,
Coming in tight. That's concerning.
that's a little bit concerning, yeah. Tell you what. You can place the mark on one of my belongings if it works in the same manner.
It does not. That would only allow me to communicate with that item. You are notably not that item. Unless you are that item. Are you that item?
No, but
Big question.
magic law does allow for the use of bonding with items.
Unless you are able to physically become part of that item. That would not allow. The magic is very strict. It would not allow me to communicate with you. Only locate that item. And communicate with that item specifically. So I suppose if the item is sentient, I would be able to talk to it. And able to communicate verbally, and not mentally.
Let me think on it, and then we'll get you the answer in the morning.
Very well.
So with that, was there anything else you guys wanted to do before you began your long rest?
Just bricks. Like I'm doing a wall right now. I'm not going to do the roof. Because that
Right.
requires a dome, and I don't trust me. I don't trust my ability to make a dome in the shape of a wonky L.
Fair. Fair. Yeah, that's a little bit of a trickier shape to do.
Be
Yeah.
mending the holes and everything alongside RA-THERIS.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that, who's going to take the first watch? Is it going to be you two?
I will take first watch.
Okay.
Very well.
That would leave me with second and third, and Niam with fourth.
Okay. So you're gonna go ahead and roll that there. Okay, yeah, the first watch is uneventful. It is a lot quieter tonight than it was previously when the storm was raging. So,
Excellent. We'll wake whoever's next.
and that would be STIRIA.
Works for me because I don't normally sleep.
Yeah. Well, you did say you were taking second and third watch.
Yep.
And then ZERRIS, I would assume that you're gonna go and get your long rest in at this point.
Yee.
Yeah. And then RA-THERIS for you.
I wasn't given a watch, so I am unconscious.
Okay. Cool.
Zeris didn't order me to take a watch,
Mm,
so I wasn't, and I don't volunteer.
that's fair. Voluntold all the way.
Exactly.
So STIRIA, your watches are also going to go and be uneventful as ZERRIS's was. Now for this little bit though, ZERRIS, your rest is different this time. I can see the look.
God fucking damn it.
As you find yourself again, just more sitting in a room. And it's a wooden floor, small wooden table in front of you, and you're sitting in a wooden chair. Now you can see just a few feet out, and then it fades into blackness. Now you can hear, after a few moments of silence, the sounds of someone walking on the wood, the occasional creak of the wood. This person's not taking they're not rushing through this. And, excuse me, you can, as their footsteps approach closer, you can see a person walking through. Now this, just I would say about a slightly taller human gentleman. Bit of a mustache to him. wearing nicer clothes, but you haven't seen this man before. And he walks up and he pulls out the chair in front of you on the other side of the table. And he takes a seat.
Evening, friend.
Evening. He reaches into his coat and pulls out a pipe. Reaches back in and pulls out a match and strikes it on the table to light the pipe.
To what do I owe the pleasure of your company?
Oh, well, you see, you called me. And I've been watching you. So I came to offer you a little bit of help with that deal that you promised me.
Right. How do I know this isn't just a bad dream?
Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. It's definitely better than the last one you had.
Fair. So, how's this gonna work?
Pretty simple. You told me that you were gonna do a little something for me. And with the work you've been doing recently, it's been very entertaining, to say the least. So, as long as you continue to work towards that, keep up the good work, as it were, then I can give you a little bit of a nudge, something to help you out along the way.
I like the sound of that.
I'm looking forward to seeing what this great trick of yours is.
I can promise you it'll be one for the ages.
Those are my favorite. I'll be in touch.
What about your nudge?
Well, you'll feel that in the morning. And he stands up. If you've got nothing else, you can have. I'll be seeing you around. And he walks off. Same leisurely pace he had before. And yeah, the rest of your sleep is uneventful.
I'm in danger.
I just sent you through your private message on Discord what exactly that nudge was for you to add to your character sheet. At your
Tracking
leisure.
all.
Okay.
Fuck.
What was the nudge?
Well, I suppose this is up to ZERRIS as to whether or not you would like to divulge that, or if this is going to be a little tool in your back pocket for later.
See.
I have advantage on deception checks because he's helping me lie. Because I'm bad at it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And for those watching, his visitor this night was Agor, the god of deception. I believe he's come up once or twice, and yeah, he's taken a notice to our cleric friend here. So the rest of the night goes uneventful. The watches are peaceful, and for another night, the house is safe, and so are the occupants within.
Yeah.
Yay! So with that, where do we find you guys this morning?
I'm gonna check the door to see if there's any additional scratch mark or anything.
There are not. The door is just as you left it before.
Shit.
Good. That means I didn't try.
Yes, but it also means we don't really have a lead. Let's start fresh today on finding the false iris.
Indeed. But that is
We
not
do need
necessarily
to-
a bad thing.
We do need to work with getting some lumber over towards here.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Tanya was given the coin yesterday, and
Yep.
if I recall correctly, she said she would begin today. So.
Yeah, she had, I believe, 100 gold pieces given to her.
Yeah. 100 gold that you had in your pocket the whole time.
Fuck Mogu, dude.
Mogu will die.
Eat
I'm
my
sure many
ass.
things will. He's not a wizard, so immortality is kind of a stretch for him.
I mean,
That is fair. We shall see, but we shall see to it personally.
one thing we ought to do is maybe try to see if try to follow up on any sort of rumors that may have sprung up over the night. Maybe one of those might give us a lead towards who we think the perp might be.
Well, before we do any of that, have you, during your evening and your meditation, did you think and reflect on RA-THERIS' mark? You made a decision?
Well, I certainly wouldn't feel comfortable about it, but if tonight... but if it's necessary, then I will begrudgingly accept it tonight.
This is acceptable.
I don't want you to do anything that you're uncomfortable with. But as we said, then it is useful.
See how useful it is.
Would you like an explanation?
For
Not right now. We don't have time for that. We need to work on...
oh,
Cat pulled on,
Okay.
yanked on the cat yanked on the cord.
well,
Rough.
for the time being, I have accepted his mark. And if we're going to split up and check for leads, I think it would benefit if RA-THERIS went with you. That way I can communicate. We can cover more ground, stay in communication. Would that be acceptable to both of you?
It would be fine, but I would ask RA-THERIS to try to keep my heed in mind.
I
So
serve your will.
Niam, will you be remaining with the children for safety's sake?
Given the recent events, that's most likely the best course of action here. For Niam to stay back, at least for now, since Tanya's going to be out gathering the wood. So.
Excellent.
Keep your steed with you at all times. If necessary, order him to be your shield.
Okay, so the steed will be staying as well.
No, with ZERRIS.
Ah, with ZERRIS. Okay, I thought that was with Niam, but
No.
okay, tracking.
My familiar will be with you, ZERRIS. If it will listen to you as I do.
Okay. Where will you begin? I don't want us to, bump into one another, or well, I mean, if need be, I would like us to bump into one another. But where would, if we're gonna cover more ground, we should bounce our schedules, I guess.
It might be best to canvass the entire area, interact with all individuals, and attempt to discern any illusions.
So one of us going north and the other one of us going south.
That is likely not the best way to achieve this goal. It would probably be better to go to use the obvious break of the road. One stays on one side and one stays on the other, and one group stays on the other.
Oh, okay.
Fair.
So going effectively to the town center, going a direction, and then
Yeah,
going the
'cause
other direction.
because that road just cuts straight down the center there.
Basically
Probably-
cutting the pie.
Yeah, probably the best
cool.
to follow that road, and then attempt to break all illusions possible, which may very well require personal touching.
That's fair. Yeah.
I'm not above slapping somebody in the face to see if their face feels like the face I see in front of me.
Okay. So with that, I'm gonna pull up the. Where's the thing? So to the market then. I'm just kind of starting there.
Yeah, we'll begin
The
there.
market
Make
and
our
go
split.
from.
Okay. Yeah, which actually have a little section here, where we can see where.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, I finally got the map to load. Woo!
Lorge.
Oh
But-
Jesus!
Yeah, it's a little bit of a bigger thing, so. Yeah. I think it's 50 by 100,
Holy
if I recall correctly.
Holy
Yeah,
shit!
yeah.
All right, where are we loading in?
So let me see.
Probably near the square because,
Yeah,
or
probably.
on this road, because those would be the closest two areas to us.
Now as you guys are coming in, mind you, still very early morning. There is a crowd kind of gathering, quite a bit of a commotion going on.
Well, that's going to be my first point of import.
Oh. You can see that there are guards over
Oh,
here
no, not
trying
66.
to more or less keep the people back. I'm not gonna load like 50 fucking commoner tokens
Understandable.
on here. So
Oh, absolutely fucking not.
the theater of the mind for that bit. Just
Yeah. Thank God for Pixie
Oh.
Flight.
yeah. So yeah. So you're just gonna fly over the crowd and just kind of take a peek at what's going on.
Getting myself a good look. I
Okay.
should point out that during this, I will likely be engaging in an active perception.
Okay. Yeah. Then by all means, go ahead.
With a 22.
Damn.
Oh yeah.
Right out the gate.
Yeah, so you're able to see everything you need to here. Which is going to be you can see that the guards here have they're trying to set up a more of a cordon kind of area and block off the street's access here. And really just get the situation under control. But there's another 2 bodies back here. They've been covered up with a tarp, but yeah, you can see that there's blood splatter on the wall and in the snow.
This is good news.
They're again covered up with a tarp, so you can't see who the bodies are from where you are. But
Well,
you got
No.
plenty of townsfolk trying to figure out what's going
Yep.
on.
I'm gonna go ahead and flit on over to the crowd to the nearest guard and sort of
Yes,
request
ZERRIS?
access under jurisdiction of the knights.
Yeah, real quick, ZERRIS, looks like you had your hand up there.
STIRIA, take the lead because I'm gonna do stupid shit.
Okay.
STIRIA, take the lead. I'm gonna do stupid shit.
I'm very curious to see what that stupid shit is, but we'll get to that.
We'll get to that in a minute.
So STIRIA,
Yeah.
what? All right. So what? How are you going about this? What do we got?
I'm going up to the nearest guard. I'm going to be requesting access to the scene under jurisdiction of the Knights of the Order. I'm going to go ahead and have the missive that I was granted, because that was never taken away from me.
Very nice. Very nice.
Otherwise, see what assistance I can lend to the investigation.
Excuse me. Yeah. So with that, I mean, he's kind of distracted, so he's not gonna like read over it too well. He's more or less looking for the official bits, like, okay, it's got the stamp here, it's signed here. Yeah, you're good. And then with that, he'll let you in.
I'm able to easily bypass the barricade.
Yeah, you just fly right over, and which, while he did not express it, he was thankful for that, because you've got crowds of people just trying to shove through.
Whereas I just float on over, just sat down politely, sat down quickly, and just respectfully, it's like, hey, I'm working for the Knights. I'd like to have access to this crime scene, please.
Yeah. And let me see. I'll go ahead and I didn't drop this guy on there before. Boom. So there's gonna be that guy there. When you get over, you can see this individual. If the thing wants to work for me. So this is I actually don't. I was about to drop the artwork for it in the group chat. I'll have to do that later. The hard drive that I have that on is downstairs, and don't want to break things up by going to get it right now.
Yeah,
so, yeah. So yeah, this is it's a white dragonborn. He's got a big scar on his face, but he seems to be the one in charge back here. And from what you can tell, this is basically the guard captain.
It's going to reflect what I said to the guard to him. That I work with the Knight of the Order. I noticed a commotion. I would like to request access to the investigation under jurisdiction of the Knights and see what I can do to help.
Well, I mean, if you can get rid of some of these people, that would make my day a hell of a lot easier, but
You're needing them specifically to go home?
Well, it's a lot easier to do my job when I don't have 50 people breathing down my neck.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Let me see what I can do. I have a contact on the other side in the crowd. They might be able to help.
Much appreciated.
Alrighty then.
He goes back to doing his thing.
Yep. Well, with that, I'm going to go ahead and, before heading back to ZERRIS, get a scope of what's going on with the crime scene itself.
Yep. Easy. So you'll notice about there, if you can see the ping on the map, and then right there. So the two bodies were adjacent to each other. One is slumped up against the wall, and then the other is laying in the snow. Again, still both covered with a tarp. So
okay. Real quick, just gonna
notes. Oh yeah,
just gonna
go ahead.
Twinkle on over here just a quick second, just so I can get a look at the bodies.
Quick.
Specifically, I want to see if the bodies have any sort of similarity to what happened to
Joel.
Forget her name.
Joel.
Yeah.
So looking at the first body, the one slumped up against the wall, you got a human female, probably like mid to late 20s. Excuse me. Again, the wounds on her do seem very similar to the one that you saw on Joel. Specifically, the throat looks like that was the target.
Like ripped out. Is there a check that I'm gonna need to make in order to go from seem to know?
I'm sorry. What do you mean?
Something seems this way, but can I know for certain it is this way?
Yes, and if so, do I need to make a check to do so?
I would say in this instance, no. These definitely look very similar. As far as like the ripping, and you can see some claw marks in the flesh as well.
Okay, so this looks just like what happened to Joel. Okay,
It looks
that's
very
all.
similar.
Yep, that's all I care about.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and move back. Let's go ahead and there we go. Move back to ZERRIS and company. I'm gonna relay everything that I've seen to ZERRIS in a low voice so that the other townsfolk can't quite hear me. And then I'm gonna tell ZERRIS, I'm gonna need your help to move these people away from the scene.
Sure. How bad was it?
2 bodies. They are about the same condition as what happened to the first.
Okay.
Even with the trademark throat ripped out.
Cool. STIRIA, you may not want to be near me for the doctrine I'm about to spout. I'm not sure if you want to associate yourself with what I'm about to say.
Try to keep it as civil as we can. We are figures of authority here.
Of course.
Do keep that in mind.
Always.
And with that, I'm gonna move opposite the crowd and begin trying to coax them away from the scene. Just the whole nothing to see here. Investigation is currently actively underway. Please assist our guardsmen here who are doing their due diligence by giving them the space they need to operate.
Yeah, so the people are kind of just ignoring you based off of that. They're still kind of trying to see.
Well, I was gonna see if I could do like maybe a persuasion check to get them.
Oh,
to move.
absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, we can work with that. 14.
Okay, yeah, I would say. Let's see, 14. You definitely managed to convince some of the stragglers in the back. Not all of them, but you see some people leaving in like small groups. You know, 2
Of
here,
the
1
50,
there.
Of the 50, we're thinking like 8 to 10.
8 to 10, yeah, about that.
About
I'm gonna cause a scene.
Oh boy.
oh fuck.
I'm really sorry.
No, what do you got?
I'm gonna revert to like old English religious doctrine as I shout to the crowd, hear ye, and try to gather their attention on me. I'll wave my holy symbol in my right hand, and I don't know if I have a holy book. Let's find out. Probably not.
If you wish,
I have a
I
censor.
can scare them away.
Okay, right there is no.
No.
Last resort.
Eh, the fuck?
Your speed, when it gets arrogant, can be rather terrifying.
I will take my holy symbol in one hand, and wait, what? No, take my holy symbol in one hand, and the censer that I have in the other.
The steed falls through your arm
Okay.
onto the ground.
And I'll try to gather people's attention by shouting, return to your homes. For fear of possession and hauntings, for those that gather and gaze upon death, invite death into their lives and homes. Return, run now, for if you gaze upon the dead, you will surely join them.
Yeah, so a good number of the people have kind of turned around at this point, and then they just kind of like look at each other and like look at you, and they're not really sure what you're going on about.
Get the fuck out of here!
You've got like 2 of them.
It's like you're
another
starting
2
off
left.
with a sermon, and then you just go on all fucking.
Yeah, you had like 2
Reverend
that were a
Hammond
little
with
more
like,
superstitious.
Did you hear me?
Just trying to play on the peasant superstitions, trying to get.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Lord ZERRIS, shall your steed emerge from the ground as a gargantuan creature?
No.
And I thought that thing could go gargantuan.
How many people?
No, only huge, but I'm using the word gargantuan to emphasize.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Okay.
How many people have left? How many people were we just how they're still just straggling?
So 2 more left. You've got another good portion. Probably about half of them are looking kind of unsure.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like, do we really want to invite this bad juju?
This is a fractal. What does this look like, RA-THERIS? I know that you've described. It's a fractal servant, but is it like spectral? Does it look like ethereal a little bit?
It's a little. It can pass for ethereal, and it literally can phase through objects and creatures. Understood. So it's gonna show up like over here from beneath the ground in its huge form. It'll sort of like do the shark thing.
Oh,
Hark! Run! You have invited spirits of death into your homes and lives.
oh! Now they're freaking the fuck out.
And then like it's just gonna,
sprinting.
yeah.
Be gone!
Then it's gonna come up like it's gonna roar at everybody, and it's gonna look, and it's like, oh, they're all gone. Then it's just gonna go down.
So
They're
while I'm trying to
they're
be
tripping over
civil and calm, just a fucking polygonal razor wolf thing just popped out of fucking nowhere,
basically, yeah.
and it's just like
It's a serpent.
that's fuck.
Yeah,
That fucking jelly.
I'll make a show.
They're
Of
just sprinting out.
Make a show of displaying the holy symbol toward the fractal servant and just waving the sensor in front of it as if I'm dispelling it.
And then it's just gonna start to shrink.
This is so fucking stupid.
Oh my fucking god.
Great deception. Just saying. This could be your great deception.
What check would be prompted here?
None, because it will do ZERRIS's bidding. When ZERRIS orders it, that it is the time.
No,
is
I'm
enough.
talking about for the people.
I could see an intimidation there. I could see it as you're kind of going either route. So really, what do you think is appropriate here?
I think a deception is appropriate.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think this is going to count as the great deception that I promised Igor, but
Not if
son
you
of a
put die
bitch.
Here. Not.
That's an 8.
So hear me out. If it bites somebody, they're going to know it can do shit. And then that's an actual attack, and they're peasants.
Listen, man, I just said do it. What you interpret that as is up to you.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
So
Oh no.
if they don't start to run, it's going to escalate.
A good number of them have started to run, and like they're tripping over themselves because they're peasants. They don't see things like this every day.
Yeah, no.
You've got some that are more kind of just like walking away and like kind of sticking to the edges.
These are brave motherfuckers, dude.
Well, they also don't want to be trampled.
It's a big ass square.
No, I'm saying like the people on there's people on the edges that are more up against the wall.
Yeah.
As soon as they have the free room to run, they're gonna get the fuck out of there. Yeah,
fucking booking it.
Yeah, big things like that.
It's one of those. As soon
here,
as I see the chaos, I'm just like,
yeah,
that's what.
So around these parts, something that size eats something their size.
Yeah.
So they're gonna get the fuck out of there.
They've probably also never seen a snake before.
Some of them haven't. There's not really much for snakes up here, given the whole cold-blooded thing, and snakes not really liking that too much.
Okay. Soon as that
the crowd
clears out,
yep. So
I'm gonna fly up to ZERRIS, and it's just like, was that what you meant by me being away from you?
They didn't listen to. I tried to be civil. I tried to push religious dogma. I figured they were peasants and that they would just. I would be afraid. if I started spouting the fact that I wouldn't be inviting death into my home, but they didn't listen. So
I mean, naturally, yes, of course, but now they're fucking terrified.
That is a good thing.
And
They
this
should
is on-
feel ZERRIS and his
And this is
mighty
on
steed.
top of the murders that happened.
better terrified and alive than brave and dead.
If anything, this will make them more cautious at night. For that now they have seen the monster.
It's effective.
All right, what are the guards' reactions? Because I'm just over here just reprimanding this dude.
Yeah, no, they're kind of like not sure what the fuck is going on, but they're not complaining that the amount of people has been decreased.
Yeah. Just like, do you have any idea what kind of chaos that's going to cause? And we're knights. We're not supposed to be causing the chaos.
To be fair, the knight did not cause the chaos.
The
It
risk
was
was
in it.
the risk was calculated. I
I
think
sure hope the numbers are right.
the guards seem fine with it.
Nobody is dead. And if they were, that would decrease the population and thus stop murders.
Okay. That's enough of that.
We RA-THERIS, you really gotta you gotta just you gotta let me just do the talking on some of this stuff, man.
All right,
Understood. I shall cease talking.
so we got the crowd cleared. The guards are relieved.
Even though they're also confused as fuck, which I don't blame them. I'm just sort of giving them the embarrassed look of, please forgive my dear Aunt Sally.
They're very confused, but you got rid of the people, so they're like,
Yeah.
okay.
I am as confused as they are, because that was definitely not part of the plan.
We
I
helped.
think it was, but it helped.
Out of
Hey.
character it was, and out of character I'm not complaining, but in character it's like, oh no. Oh dear God.
Yeah. Okay. So with that, what are you guys gonna do now?
I guess go head back over towards the guards and see if they can give us a rundown of exactly what may have happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, again, right here and
Yep.
right there. Yeah. So with the commoners now dispersed, there's two bodies here, like I said. The one leaning up against the wall that you got to for flying over there, STIRIA. Again, human woman, mid to late 20s, and you saw very similar wounds that you saw on Joel at the coroner's office. The other one, human male, maybe about mid to late 30s. This one, despite the very, very similar wounds, but excuse me, sorry. This one, ZERRIS and RA-THERIS would actually recognize, because this is one of the guards that you spoke to the other day at the tavern. From what you can tell and what the guards are able to confirm is that this individual, the guard, had hooked up with one of the local prostitutes and was more or less just finding a place to slip away when they were both attacked.
Fuck.
They attempted reproduction and failed.
It's like, okay, way to make it blunt. Did anyone catch sight of the thing that caused this?
No, unfortunately. We got here, found this place already a fucking mess, but somebody heard some screaming, and they came to investigate. The thing was already gone.
How long ago was this?
We got notified of it about an hour ago.
It's going to sort of look over towards ZERRIS and RA-THERIS, and it's just like, can one of you check to see if there are any tracks that lead away from the scene?
Yeah.
And then whoever doesn't do that, I'm going to look at whoever's remaining and ask, if you have any sort of arcane sight abilities, would you be able to use those to see if we can't figure anything out? With
Okay.
that, I'm going to look over towards the guard captain. I'm going to ask, other than those two things, do you have any possible suspects that we need to keep in mind?
Nothing
Loved
at the
ones.
moment.
Nothing at the moment.
The Steve here, he was one of our own. But as far as I know, he doesn't have any enemies on the force. I mean, some people don't care for our profession too much, so really it could be anybody there. That doesn't really narrow it
Is
down.
there anyone in particular that may come to mind as a source of the enmity?
Nothing recent comes to mind. I know he was just working that Bromley case not too long ago, but as far as enemies go, nothing really stands out there.
Could it have been a vengeful ghost?
Just look over and just like,
I mean, I suppose, but
odds of that not
I
highly
don't know
likely.
too many ghosts that go around doing something like this.
Particularly those that can reach and actively physically wound others. Correct me if I'm wrong, but apparitions typically tend to go for your spirit and not your body.
As for the woman, she's, excuse me, she works down at the bathhouse. We're about to send a patrol down there to go and see if they
Conduct
can get
questioning?
anything. Yeah, you see if they've seen anything. Already sent somebody ahead to have them try and close down. We don't just while we're doing this, we don't need too many people roaming around while we're trying to do our job.
I'm about to ask a stupid question. Do you think this might be at all related to the Bromley case?
I want to say no. There's a lot of similarities, though. That doesn't sit right with me.
Particularly in the way that they were dispatched.
It's
Out of character, I am not going to be relaying anything that we know about Iris
oh sure
to them, because I don't know how fanatical they're going to go with that information.
oh sure.
I'm going to go ahead and look at the guard captain. I'm going to request that any information they happen to come across during their investigation be sent to the Knights of the Order.
Okay.
So that we can assist in any way we can.
All right. I'll as soon as I have some kind of an update, I'll let you know.
That would be
we
greatly
gotta get these
appreciated.
bodies
Thank you
outta
very
here.
much. Are you going to need help with that?
No, I've got enough men around here. Thank you.
Okay, fair enough. Do you need someone to notify the coroner?
No. We'll have them heading down there. That's where these are about. These are going straight there. So he can start his work and start comparing the bodies.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't get your name.
Oh, Lady STIRIA GLIMRIVER of the Knights of the. I forget the name of our knightly order. Out of character.
That's fine. We'll figure it out and retcon that later.
It was like
Once again, Ramos, we're gonna need you to just come in and just be like, just hit the name when they're saying that.
I believe it's I want to say it's like the Violet Rose some winter
That
flower. I
sounds
believe.
correct.
It was some sort of winter flower
Yeah.
that grew in the
Yeah.
northern region.
Okay.
DM, I didn't voice
Yes.
this during our long rest, so it's up to you if you want to allow me to retroactively or to do this to change things now. I was hoping to swap out one of my spells during the long rest as a prepared caster.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Because with where the long rest kind of fell in the thing, like you would have been afforded that time. You haven't used any spells yet, so
Okay.
totally fine by me.
Would have swapped out the prayer of healing for augury.
Okay.
Fun one.
Yep.
Thought process last session was this is rough. Murder investigations are hard.
They are indeed.
It's like they're trying to not get caught or something.
It's horseshit.
Yeah. So, real quick, STIRIA for you. The guard captain will introduce himself as Garthik Doskin, which I did drop in the Discord chat for the reference. When I
Okay,
have the
bet.
picture later, I'll go ahead and attach it. Yeah, but he's got some guards that are going to bring down the body. It's straight to the coroner's office, so over to Balthazar, so that he can start his process. And he sent one runner down to go ahead and have the bathhouse personnel close up for a little bit, and then he's about to send some people down there. So he said if you want to go talk to them over at the bathhouse, see if you can't figure anything out, but other than that, I mean, he can't tell you what to do. So,
Well,
but
I'm gonna go
he'll
ahead
let you know.
and tag team with the rest of the group.
Okay.
So immediately after whoever does the tracking, I'll step in and assist where necessary.
So with that, who's going to take that portion on?
Just to recall, I was asking for one person to do some tracking and for another person to see if they could, out of character, detect any kind of magic that could be persisting.
I don't have the detect magic spell prepared.
Oh, damn.
In my book. I have the identify spell. I don't have the detect magic spell.
Yeah, I would love to assist with that.
Okay.
As a ritual.
Awesome.
So it'll take a little bit, but
well, that would give so RA-THERIS, are you going to take over the tracking bit then?
Yeah, sure. I can look for friends.
Okay.
And I presume survival.
Yes, I would say survival, unless you got something else that you think is worth it.
Nature seems like a wild beast.
I could see nature. I could see it. Why not?
Cool. 13.
13. You are able to see that there are indeed some tracks.
Follow them.
Yep. So it looks like from where the bodies are right there, it goes southward. It actually appears as if they are coming from the southward direction in this instance.
Coming southward, so they came off the road, or the path down there, presumably.
So, and then it looks like they basically made a straight shot. You can see there's some prints where there was a bit of a scuffle, naturally, that led to their death there before it ran northward, basically back to the road up there. We don't have it on the map currently, but again, back to the main road, which being a less you're able to see the tracks there, but they're a little bit more faded as they get to that road up there, before fading off. It looks like it was heading north.
It is northward. We must kill everybody north of this location.
For the record, the the orphanage would be north of this location, so maybe
Let's
don't do
not.
that. Let's not.
I see no inherent issue. I can account for 14 orphans who are definitely not the murderer. Therefore, everybody else is obviously a candidate and must be destroyed.
Just gonna start with the orphans. Like, damn.
No, I will get to them once I get to them.
You know, well, fair. That's kind of fucked.
That's very fucked.
As far as the prints go that you are able to see, they do appear. These ones are a lot clearer than the ones you saw. There's definitely claw marks, but these ones appear more canine in their shape.
I was correct. It was a werewolf.
Mhm.
You two both hear the message. A message in your heads. I was correct. I believe this to be a werewolf. Does it ever drop down to all fours? Did the tracks ever look like it dropped down to all fours?
It does. You can see like a bit where it's like some extra claw marks, as if it had started running again. And you can see that coming from south to north as well.
Understood. Understood.
So it was kind of doing both. It was on all fours for some part, but on other parts it had stood upright.
I know what we are doing tonight.
The same thing you do every night. Try to take over the world.
No, we do not reserve that to only the nighttime. ZERRIS' rule will be eternal.
So going north.
It appears to be a werewolf, and that is
Hang
why
on.
the murders are attacking at night.
Well, hang on. Were the tracks prior to the canine tracks?
They come off the road.
Yeah, they were coming off of the road.
And the road does not have is hardened dirt because it is cold.
Yeah.
It leaves no tracks.
Yeah,
I
they don't hold
understand
tracks very
that,
well.
but the tracks prior to them going canine.
They were always canine.
Not what I heard.
No, they appear.
Yeah.
We're able to discern canine this time because the tracks are better.
Okay.
Yeah, they were better tracks.
But
Also,
better preserved.
You guys didn't have a blizzard to completely
Hide it.
ruin the scene before. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. In
I'm
fact,
gonna
we
go
have
ahead
fresh
and ask
snow from yesterday. Really,
if this is since this has been relayed to me, I'm gonna go ahead and ask one of the guards if anyone has considered following these tracks to see where they may lead.
we already did.
It did.
Area.
So,
They
yeah,
went to the road. They
They
end
went
there.
Right, they went to the road, but I'm talking about the other direction.
They came from the road.
Yeah, so they came from the south road and
Right,
went
and I'm
to the north road.
I meant following the tracks not towards the road, but towards where they're going.
They went to the road. They
Yeah.
came from the road and went to the road. This
Yeah,
is the only place there are tracks.
Okay,
Yeah,
never mind.
they
I'm
They
done.
came from here.
oh, no, you're good. You're good. Just
They went to the road that's above us. This is the only place there are tracks, and they're clearly smart enough to realize that if they go to the road, they can cover their tracks.
Check for blood. If we are to follow the tracks back to the road, let's check for blood. See where that may go.
so from the south part of the road, there is no blood.
It was heading north.
Yeah, it was heading north.
So I'll check for blood up north while she goes down south to check for blood, which is off the map. So
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, so you are able to see the blood trail. It says if it goes north to the road, and then it takes a right and kind of goes inward a little bit more. But probably about 10 feet after that, the blood trail just kind of stops. Like, it was dripping, but it had reached a point where so much of it had dripped off that it wasn't leaving the same droplets as it was before.
I figured it might have licked its chops, and if it used its claws at all, the blood would be in the fucking snow. And snow is water, which would clean it.
Yeah.
So unfortunate.
This unfortunately is not the best environment for finding the clues and the blood and things like that.
There is only one thing to do. We must look at it during the nighttime. It is clearly a werewolf who only attacks at nighttime. That is the conclusion RA-THERIS has come to.
So, ZERRIS, real quick, we can say that it's probably been about 10 minutes, which should have been enough time for your spell there, Detect Magic.
Excellent. Yeah, it's just detecting the presence of magic within 30 feet. Sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature, object in the air that bears magic, and you learn of its school of magic, if any.
Yeah, so you can see an aura of magic radiating off of your comrades. Let's see, check something real quick. That doesn't. Sorry, my computer does not want to cooperate with me right now. I'm gonna refresh that page real quick. Thank. Loading. Cool. There we go. I don't think this is a magical individual. Okay. Yep. Nope. Yeah, that was just from your comrades this time.
Understood.
So whatever did this did so without magic.
I'll alert STIRIA. Yeah, I'll alert STIRIA.
STIRIA, you are alerted.
So, just judging from what we've seen here from the tracks, we can assume that whatever caused this was not some sort of magical beast.
From what you can tell, yeah.
Right.
Or if they are, they didn't use magic to do what they did.
And there was no aura coming from the prince or anything that was permeating the area afterwards.
Correct.
Nothing.
You know what? Just to rule it out of character, I don't think this is what it is. But just to rule it out, actually, that would be dumb because I wouldn't be.
What you got?
I was gonna try to use Divine Sense, but I don't have the range for that.
Oh. What?
It was to say if there was anything celestial, fiendish, or undead in nature that could have persisted in the area. Like I said, add a character. I don't think this is what it is, but
That's fair. Just trying to rule it out. And you said
Yeah.
what was it? Celestial, undead,
celestial, undead, fiendish.
Okay. Okay. Now, when you said you don't have the range for that, what does that mean?
As an action, I can activate Divine Sense, and until the end of my next turn, I can detect the presence of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet that's not behind total cover.
Okay. But you said you're gonna hold off on doing that for now?
Unless doing that might detect consecration or desecration. So I'm gonna go ahead and try it for that, because that doesn't tell me a specific target. It just tells me if there's holy or unholy energy in the area.
I gotcha.
So I might as well expend it.
Okay.
Just to rule it out.
Okay. What you got?
It's just an action as an auto pass.
Oh, it's just an action. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
It's an action. It does exactly what I tell it to do.
I love those. But yeah, no, there are Nothing fiendish, celestial, or undead.
Undead in the area. I figured as
Right.
such with that. Am I picking up any kind of holy or unholy energy in the area? Place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated?
No, not within 60 feet of where you are now.
Right, so I guess following the tracks the other direction to see where they lead. Hopefully there's some blood on the tracks that we can follow.
So similar with that, like the blood on the tracks themselves, take you down a little bit further. But with the road and the snow and all that, it does
Okay, do we have
dissipate
a
fairly quickly, unfortunately.
general direction of where it might be?
It is heading northward and to the right.
I'm talking from where the tracks stop. Where
Yes.
do they point?
So going from where the map is right now, a little bit northward, and then to the right
Okay.
is where it
Okay.
has started heading off.
Okay. So, that in mind, let's go back to the previous incident that happened with the Bromleys.
Okay.
Because we were following tracks there too. Where did they lead after they stopped?
They only went to the main road, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That didn't.
Which-
And
yeah,
didn't
that main road could have taken you, I mean, really back to where you are now, but the main road leads to a lot of the major sites in the city.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and ask the guard captain a quick question of, would you be able to help jog my memory on something?
Sure. Yeah. I'll do my
To
best.
your knowledge, about how long prior to the death of Joel Bromley, about how long after the death of Joel Bromley were you aware of that particular crime? You said this happened within the past hour. About how long within that past hour did that crime happen?
From the time that I was notified of it, I was off shift. Maybe I would say within 2 hours.
Okay. What check would I would have to make in order to try to triangulate that?
That's
You know what I'm trying to do?
I think so.
Because this happened overnight,
Right.
right? So one happened one time, one happened the other time.
Yeah. Now
within a span of
notably-
24 hours. Actually less.
Yeah. So another thing notably with this one is the other one happened a little earlier in the night, whereas this one took place in like late night, but not quite dawn yet.
like in the
So-
morning part of night. That
Early-
sort of
yeah.
thing.
Yeah. that
So
sort of
less
thing.
than 24 hours.
That'd be greater. Just over. Because
It would be
ours
just
started
over.
on our second shift versus this one, which presumably happened in third or fourth.
Okay.
Just over 24 hours.
It still doesn't change the statement though of what check what I need to make in order to try to.
I could see investigation, but if you have an argument for something else, I'm not opposed to it.
So I can't justifiably argue insight, I don't think.
Yeah, I think insight kind of applies more to people.
Because what I'm trying to do is literally triangulation. So taking that spot and then just expanding a circle out from that crime scene, and then doing the same thing for here and seeing where it intersects
Oh,
to give me a range of where they likely may be dwelling off, right?
Gotcha.
Or to see if there's a pattern where like they're wandering from place to place to place.
Right. So the Bromley estate was a little further away. I would say, I mean, I could see investigation. I could also see maybe survival or nature. Because like survival, I'm thinking like tracking. This is kind of like
Yep.
tracking with extra steps. Um. So yeah.
If we're using like an analytical mind type approach, investigation will probably be the best one. So I'm gonna go ahead and
Okay.
throw that. That's a 9, so I'm
Okay.
probably not gonna be too keen on that.
Right. But as far as information that you are able to discern, I would say the houses are roughly a mile apart, maybe a little bit more. Or I'm sorry, the house from the scenes rather. So the house and then
There's
this.
about a mile
scene.
distance between the Bromley estate and here.
Yeah, maybe a mile and a half. Um, but it's not. I mean, it's not a very large uh town or city to begin with. So. Uh,
You said that the market square was like the center of town, correct?
Correct. So this happened a little bit closer to the center of town, more or less just a little ways off of it.
Yeah, I mean,
'Cause
this.
that's what this is here on the screen. is
Yeah.
Market Square.
If it's at all possible, would I be able to try to ask the guard captain to kind of like do the same thing thought process wise? Is try to imagine the spaces between the previous crime scene and this one to see if anything's lining up or see where it intersects, right?
Right. Which admittedly is a little it's a little 2 points of reference. But
But even then, it can help.
it could. Let's see. Cool. See what we got.
ZERRIS, we should initiate Overwatch tonight.
So he only got an 11 on his roll, so he's more or less able to get just about the same information that you were from that. So unfortunately, not really much else that he could gather from that.
Okay.
What is your goal?
I want to try to figure out where whatever's causing this is resting place is. Because if we can figure that out, we can perhaps trick it into thinking it's safe, sending up so it can go back to its resting place and catch it there.
Understood. Gonna walk over here. Now, DM, I have a level 20 intelligence. Would you say
Okay.
that just, being the big brain individual I am, I would have the general understanding of the layout of the town?
I mean, you've been around it, once or twice in your
We
travels.
have taken
sure.
that tour. We have taken that tour as well.
You did
Exactly.
take the tour, so yeah,
Exactly.
I
So
think that's within reason. Sure.
okay, so like I'm going to using shape water in rapid succession. Just these 9 squares here are now a small replica of the town made out of snow.
Okay.
Okay.
Then, additionally, with finer motor skills of shape water, I'm going to mark all locations we know where it has appeared, being our house, the two crime scenes.
Okay.
They're just,
Another question I'm going to want to ask is: has any sort of crime like this happened prior to the Bromley crime?
no. That was
It's the first time something of this nature has happened.
Have there
Some-
been any reports of wild animals scratching at various houses?
No, can't say that there has been.
Understood.
But no, things like this, we don't usually see them inside the city walls. If somebody's traveling and traveling in smaller groups and not being too careful, and then some Yetis come around, then maybe we'll see it there. But no,
Understood.
not here.
ZERRIS, could you levy your power and order these guards to search for scratch marks similar to the ones on our door for more information?
Gentlemen, would you be so inclined?
I would say I can spare 2 guards for that.
I think you could spare
The other-
more.
Well, I've got these 4 here carrying the bodies outside of town.
And they're also going to need to notify the coroner, and they're also going to have to
That's what that's for.
keep.
Yeah.
And then they're also going to need some men to keep the peace, considering the stunt that got pulled.
Yeah.
With all due respect, Captain, fuck the peace. You committed an innocent man to death.
I'm not
Pieces out the
involved in that
window.
process.
It was your investigators. As much as you want to, whether your conscience is clear or not, you were involved in the process. The peace is gone. There's a murderer on the loose. This should be all hands on deck. He's already evaded you once.
I can give you 4 now, and I can get you some more later today.
That would be appreciated.
Like I said, I still need to head down to the bathhouse to take care of the
Situation
interviews down there, get some statements. Maybe they knew anything more about how long these 2 had been, whether it was a one-time thing, whether I don't know. And I've still got to go tell his wife about this. She's gonna be pissed.
She's going to be devastated.
No, she'll be devastated after she's done being pissed.
Or she might be both. Those 2
Oh.
emotions aren't necessarily mutually exclusive.
Oh no, I've had dinner with Martha on many a night. She gets pissed before she gets devastated.
That is fair.
Would you appreciate someone being there to help calm the tempers?
It would be better. Your time would be better spent looking for marks. It came by.
I've known her for some time. It's not going to be easy news, but I think I can handle it. I appreciate it, but as your odd friend here said, probably better spent with the investigation.
Additionally, will you be willing or able to alert the public to report strange animal markings suddenly appearing over the next couple of days? The more information we have, the better.
I think we can do that, and
Yep.
I might have to spread my men a little thin, but we can get some more men on watch, especially at night.
Well, I am going to go ahead and add a character. Might be a good idea if my character went to the bathhouse, considering I've actually spent time there a couple of times.
That's right. Yeah, I remember you saying that. So
Yep.
you would most likely know the owner and some of the girls working there.
Yep. Wouldn't technically be a regular, but I would have
No, but
At least
they would have
put-
seen you.
face to name, and I would be able to help out with some of the interview questions.
Oh yeah, sure. Absolutely.
So that'll be my next step in the process.
Cool.
I'm going to
Understood.
leave RA-THERIS and ZERRIS to do the active investigating outside of town.
To
Right.
which, yeah, okay. ZERRIS, will you be willing to part with your steed?
By all means.
Understood. I will immediately order the steed to begin searching for those marks on pretty much any door. To the south of us. It'll head to the south and this side of the road. as as the first part of its path. Zerris, will you be searching for marks, or shall I?
I'll look for the marks. I think, as we stated earlier, you should be with STIRIA so that we can communicate and consolidate information.
My primary concern is that if I leave this location, I will not be able to update the map.
Yes.
From what we can tell, this thing's only active at night, so that does give us some time. The day just broke not too long ago. So if we need to, wait, you seem to be running
This
into a
early-
similar problem that I've got with not a lot of people. So
I think this early morning might be best spent trying to gather what information we can before doing an active investigation. So I'm going to go ahead and go with you to that bathhouse and see what I can do to assist in the interview process.
Pardon me. Okay, so Styria and Garthik will be heading there. Is anybody else going to be tagging along for that portion?
If Zerris wills it, I will.
If you feel that your time would be better spent anywhere else, by all means, you have free will, RA-THERIS.
It is likely that searching for more marks myself would be a better use of my time.
By all means.
Due to my 360 vision.
Now, Zerris, I know for many stages of this, and actually every stage of this investigation that you've been a part of so far, you've done Zone of Truth. I wasn't sure if you were going to try to continue that with Styria or not. That's entirely up to you. I'm just trying to figure out what everybody's doing.
You thinking
My
having them
character
go
would
up
be
there
helpful.
together, drop a Zone of Truth, and then he's dips?
Yeah, that'd be better.
Basically, have him there to maintain the zone of truth while we're collecting
Nothing-
information. It
I don't
lasts
think
for
it's-
10 minutes, right?
Yeah, but there's nothing saying he has to stay there.
That is true.
Range is casting range. It's
Maybe
not
not.
staying range.
Maybe
So
not,
you-
but I'm highly suspecting that if we go there to the bathhouse, the interrogation process is going to last longer than 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'll
Also-
for safety's sake, I'd stick with at least for the duration of Zone of Truth.
Okay. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I was just thinking like the Zone of Truth thing. Also, it would
It has
tell.
a range, so it would be possible to set up like 2, maybe
That's not the
3
problem.
desks within the zone
Right.
and have 2 guards and myself sitting there with like the same sort of like interview process,
Right.
getting information from each individual there.
Right. So the problem though that I was thinking was with if he drops it and goes is he'll know when they're lying, but you won't.
Yeah, so I would stay for at least the duration of the
Okay.
the Zone of Truth
Yep.
for the sake of the interviews.
So here's the plan, right? The zone of truth is up. We conduct the interview interrogation process. And since we're the one who's actually able to know for certain whether or not a lie is told, you can take notes,
Yeah.
right?
I'm down.
Almost like a stenographer.
I'm down.
I can see that.
Meanwhile, I will be searching for marks to add to the map through my familiar and through me. When I find a mark, I will immediately return to the map to add it to it. Given that it's packed snow at this point, it's probably closer to ice.
For the most part, yeah.
Hmm.
You may find some spots here and there, but yeah, for the most part. Excuse me.
And
Okay.
it's Zerris, before you go, could you procure a paper map for me?
I own nothing. Even my statement earlier of having a sensor in my hand was false because I forgot that I fucking sold that. So I have a mace and an amulet.
Understood. Could you procure a map for me of this town?
Sure. I can attempt to find one, yes.
Understood. If necessary, I believe that Orders such as yours has the right to just take things from civilians.
I don't know. I don't think that's true.
This puzzle must be solved.
We don't, but the guards might, so they might be able to confiscate some things. And then with us having a dog in this fight, we might be able to see what they have confiscated and see if it pertains to the case itself.
The primary reason for the map is so that because this one will not last through the night unless it is maintained,
Yeah.
or even midday. Midday is honestly the worst part.
Tanya.
Tanya does know the area pretty well.
We rely on her too much for this. She's already got her hands full with
That's fair. That's fair.
the lumber.
Actually, hang on.
We can procure.
What do I have?
We're capable.
I can go to one of the shops real quick and pick one up.
I have to stop by the
I still
order
have
at the very least and pick up something as well. So we can,
Okay.
I can check with the order, see if that they have any map at all.
We'll do that first. If they don't, then we can pick one up at one of the cartographers.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got our game plan.
Okay. So to the order house first, you said, yeah?
Because that'll be a quick stop. If they have a map, then cool. If not, we'll pick one up at the cartographer. And then to the bathhouse to assist in the interrogation.
Copy that. All right. So with that, pardon me. Yeah, you're able to get over there. Garthak tells you that he's gonna go ahead and at least go over there and make sure everybody's rounded up. But he'll wait for you before he starts the actual, like interrogations and all that. So.
Yep.
Um,
Out of
yeah.
character, what I'm going to say is my character will be reflecting what kind of questions Garthak will be asking for two reasons. One, to keep on the same page, and two, by declaring this out of character now as what my character is specifically going to do, it'll save time later.
Copy that. Alrighty. Okay, cool. Set that up so that way when you guys get there, it's all ready to go. Cool. So we'll go ahead and start with you get to the, pardon me, the order house, and as always, the door is unlocked and you're able to help yourselves in.
Okay.
Inside you find, pardon me, the Loxodon gentleman that you met before, Raj. He's again just working away as you've seen him every time.
I give the typical nightly greeting.
I love this man.
Good day. Good day. Well, how can I be of assistance?
You got maps?
Maps. Of Nypoint?
Yes, that'd be beneficial.
Well, certainly. Well, yes, I suppose it wouldn't be too helpful if I gave you a map of Yokelgun. Anyway.
I love this man so much.
He rummages through. Yes. He reaches over with his trunk and pulls off a scroll from the bookshelf behind him, and he extends it outwards to you. This one should be the most up to date that I have.
Excellent. I'm sure you heard what happened in the early hours this morning.
Yes, quite unfortunate. News does travel quite fast in a small town.
Yes. Another less than common request. Do you happen to have dragon bones or gem encrusted sticks of any sort? Divination materials, cards, perhaps.
I'm sure that is quite an odd request. rummaging through. I've got this, and he drops it, and it's just 4 ordinary pebbles.
God damn it.
I don't know much about the magic things.
That's all right. The effort is appreciated. That's fine. Thank you. I will.
And then
keep
he's
his
got like a
pebbles.
small potted plant on his desk. He's like, oh, and he breaks off like a little twig.
No,
off
it's fine. It just. It's
Are you
fine.
sure?
No, it's fine. I don't know what I'm doing with my life right now.
I'm not quite sure either. I suppose you're the only one that can really answer that question.
It's fine. This is normal. It's fine. Just we're fine. STIRIA, we gotta go, dude.
As soon as we get done there, we'll
Okay.
make our way over towards the bathhouse.
I'm gonna go ahead and drop that there. The Pearl Beach bathhouse. Now, STIRIA, you've been here a time or two already. So you would have at least met the owner and the other girls here.
Yep.
So I did pull up the map on Roll20 here if you guys want to put your characters in there. And as far as the pinging, the entry is right there. I'll just go ahead.
Right. Where? Southern or northern entrance?
Western.
There's
Western. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need to go right there. I need to go right there.
Yeah, there you go. So
You wanted to be difficult.
Yeah, right there's fine.
Hey, real quick, STIRIA, you got any gem encrusted sticks?
You do realize that is a very oddly specific question to ask to someone who's not quite keen on arcane arts.
Yeah, I know. I understand. You have any like dragon bones at all? Like maybe like the tarot deck or something.
So the best that I can do.
Order RA-THERIS to get you one.
I don't even know this fucking podunk ass town would have what I'm looking for. I took this fucking spell. I prepared this fucking spell without thinking.
What's sad
For the
is that.
record. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
What's sad is that the best thing that I can think of in character that could fit that would be either one of my bottles of ink or my set of caltrops.
No, it's fine. Maybe
Because you're like, are you trying to scry or like
I'm trying to read the fucking future. It's a long story. I'm sorry. I'm
out of character? Is that augury?
Yeah, it's augury. I took this fucking spell
It's
without
augury.
thinking about the goddamn components. If anything, it's all good. I'm gonna be the weird guy that asks everyone at the bathhouse, "Hey, you got any fucking gem encrusted sticks?"
Specially marked sticks, bones, or similar tokens worth at least 25 gold.
Yeah, that's what'll get us because we can't just.
It's
So it
all
has to be
good.
specially marked.
Yeah.
Um,
We gotta be special ones.
It's all
Yep.
good. I'm literally gonna just be the weird dude that asks every person that works at the bathhouse, like, "Hey, you got any? You fancy yourself a magician?"
Then they say yes,
although-
and then you're like, awesome. You got any gem encrusted sticks? And they're like, what?
hey DM,
What are you talking about?
Yes.
would my alchemist's fire count as a scrying tool? Use it like a lava lamp.
As a lava lamp.
It costs 50 gold,
It does cost 50 gold.
and the spell component is worth at least 25, and it is not consumed.
Not consumed. That's kind of an interesting one, and I'm kind of curious as to see how that would work.
Alchemist's fire.
I don't know how that would work.
So
reading
The
the
best-
bubbles in the oil.
You gonna make me divine shit with napalm?
yeah,
Maybe something safer. Because if he drops that,
Snow, it's fine.
Drop and
But-
roll.
yeah, but you're going into you guys are going into a wooden building, so
Oh, I'm not gonna use it here. I'm not
Okay.
gonna use it.
I figured you wouldn't, right?
You know, I'm
And
curious
here's what's
enough.
funny. Here's what's funny. It was in my inventory, but I'm not the pyro type. It was literally just like as an option of
Yeah,
could be
I
used for some mundane shit.
I will say I'm curious enough to let it fly.
Oh shit!
Oh no.
Oh no!
I see the future. The future is on fire.
The world's. We're gonna get weird.
Yeah, we'll burn that bridge when we get to it.
Thank you,
Excuse me.
DM.
I mean, I could also
Of
use a
course.
healing potion because that's 25.
That might be safer. You know,
Nah, fuck that.
but-
We're committed.
Fuck that!
I don't know. A healing So the thing is, it's specially prepared, and a healing potion is specially prepared to heal somebody. So I think healing potion's a stretch.
Whereas the
But
alchemist fire
Alchemist-
isn't.
yeah, alchemist fire is
I mean, the
Switch
argument
to
does work
prepared.
against the alchemist fire too, but I wasn't going to do that because
If
that
I
would have
do
been a
weird shit to the okay, I'm sorry. This wasn't
No,
meant
no.
to go on this long, but
You're fine. We'll wrap up after this.
so if I take the alchemist, okay, so if I gather, this is fucking stupid. If I gather up a bunch of fucking sticks, all right, and I
Okay.
use the alchemist fire, fully realizing I'm probably gonna burn my fucking fingers off, but I
Okay.
inscribe runes or prayers or whatever, what have you, onto said sticks. It's technically
Okay.
using the alchemist fire. I feel like it's a
I
stretch.
see it. I see what you're going for. I can dig it.
It would basically
Um,
be a craft check.
Right. So there's that, but that would consume the alchemist fire
Okay,
Yeah.
because you would be using it for that purpose.
I will.
Why don't
so
we finish the rest of those
something to think
specific
about.
questions?
Yeah,
Why don't
I'll
we
do-
finish the rest of those questions later, and then
yeah,
we get
we'll
back
deal
to.
with all of this at a later date.
Yeah.
and I'm
I apologize for the side rail.
no worries.
No,
I'm gonna
you're
ask,
fine.
but
Sorry.
bearing in mind, I'm gonna still be the fucking weird guy asking everyone at the bathhouse. If they
Yeah,
have
no
German
worries.
posted sticks.
You got sticks?
No worries. So you guys come in.
You got any
And
death
as-
sticks?
As you do, there's a tiefling woman sitting, like just kind of like propped up against the counter, not really sitting, just more leaning up against it.
Yep.
Very low cut top. It's clear that she works here. Short curly hair, and as she looks up, she's like, "Oh, Styria, you're back!" And oh, well, I was gonna say we were closed for business, but
What's funny is that
we're
the
taking-
business.
we're-
What's funny is that the business that we have here is already in the back.
Ah, that's unfortunate. So I was about to say we're taking donations to charity, and if your friend there wants to make a deposit, and for the record, Styria, since you've been here before, this is charity.
I like it. I like it.
Are you?
You cutting out.
I don't.
I don't
I don't
think that's just my.
I don't think he's cutting out. I think he's stuttering. He's like, I don't. And it's just like he gives most normal people a hard time about that.
Can't blame a girl for looking to have some fun.
It's entirely within your purview to have a little bit of fun, isn't it?
I mean, if your
I
friend
say
wants-
with just the ever so subtle hint of pixie slyness.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, whenever you're done, if you want to see a magic trick, I can make something disappear.
Styria, I'm gonna
Uh,
move toward the. Where are we going? Anywhere but here.
So that
I'll
would
be
through this door
taking.
here. Okay.
Yep,
And then
that door, then this door
Yeah.
up the stairs,
and then
then this door and this door to get to where we need to go.
that was actually the other set of doors I meant to send you through, but that still works because that was like the roundabout way of
Yep.
getting there. Oh, and Zeris, as you're leaving the room, she's just gonna be like watching you and just like waving.
Styria, you came here before. You frequent this place?
They give very nice baths.
Are we allowed to do that?
Bathe? Are you allowed to bathe? Yes.
What the fuck?
Absolutely. You're definitely allowed to bathe.
I guess
I don't think he thinks Syria
I
was
think it-
bathing.
I think in character, Styria is just gonna
I
bust
know.
out laughing, but just like, what do you expect me to do?
We have murder to solve.
You know, and just for the record, Styria, every time your charity offers, if she's not already preoccupied. But,
I'm sorry, I'm just dying with the. We're allowed to go here. So we're allowed to do that? What, bathe? What do you expect me to do? Do you expect me to do anything else? Like, I pride in my personal appearance. I'm sorry.
So there were 5 girls on shift. They got the
What's sad is that in character, I'm probably gonna be waltzing in, just giggling a little bit. There's this little remark.
and then as you enter the room, there's 2 guards standing by the door, just kind of more of a standard procedure thing. There's not really a they didn't really have any tables to set up, but this is more the living quarters for some of the girls, if they want to stay the night. Not the rooms where they take care of business, but this is more of a getaway kind of space, so it was safe in that regard.
Like a break room.
A break room / sleeping quarters kind of thing.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So there's 4 girls down here that you can see, and then the owner as well. Excuse me.
Old turtle looking dude.
The old turtle lady. Yep. And that is Long Quan. She is the owner of this establishment, and excuse me, Styria, from the time that you've been here, she is very much a caretaker for all of the girls here, and she does not put up with anybody giving them shit. Excuse me. You've seen 1 or 2 of these girls before, just from the few times that you've been here. You know, people work in different shifts. They try to stay open more often than not. Excuse me. The 3 down on the bottom here, Phoenix, Emma, and Trixie, are the ones that are effectively the excuse me. Sorry. I misspoke. So Charity's working the counter, so she's one of the day shifters, as it were. Excuse me. And then Emma and Trixie are also on days, whereas Phoenix and Tiffany there, along with the girl that was found, were the night shift workers.
Okay. Which means I probably would have had more experience with the night shift workers than with the day shift workers.
Yeah, most likely. Since you did come here through the
Okay.
night.
So-
And then Charity just kind of works when she wants, so that's kind of how you know her.
But then again, it sounds like she enjoys working here, so
Yeah, she has her fun.
either because she has to have her fun or because she genuinely enjoys being here. One of the two.
It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell, and with a sly attitude, it's really anybody's guess. Anywho,
Yep.
we get up here,
Yeah,
report
she told you.
guard captain.
Yep. Oh.
With the sincerest apologies for our tardiness. We had to go. We ended up getting caught with some unexpected other errands.
That's quite all right. The girls had to finish up with some of their clients anyway, so you showed up at the perfect time.
Hey, real quick, Captain, are you magically inclined by chance?
Not in the slightest.
Cool.
May I ask why?
No reason.
I am going to go ahead and personally break down what our plan is to the guard captain.
Okay.
And I'd like to
and
do
this
that
is with-
publicly with. I'd like to do that publicly with each of the girls here present, so that they are aware of what's going on.
Okay, that was my next question. So, by all means.
The whole we're simply here to ask you fine young ladies a few questions in regards to recent events that may have occurred. I say for clarity, I have a companion here who has the ability to discern truth from lie, and out of respect to you five, I would ask that you be willing to partake in this, partake in this questioning under such effect, to allow everyone here to be able to provide to the best of their ability towards what's happened.
Okay. So for the most part, they don't really seem to have too much of a problem with that. More or less looking over to Long Fawn as kind of like almost like you would expect somebody to look over to a parental figure for some kind of approval before
It's
making a
okay with you,
decision.
boss? Look,
That kind of look, yeah. Which is met with affirmation. So that they do agree to be subject to that spell or yeah.
all right, well, if that's the case, Sir ZERRIS, if you could be so kind and get us set up and ready to go. And then I look to Captain Doskin and go like, once the effect is up and running, we are ready to begin.
Right.
And at that point, I will just follow his lead.
Okay. Excuse me. With that, so that's where we're setting up there. So we're gonna do a quick check-in with RA-THERIS. Was there anything anything that you needed to do to set things up on your end?
I'm gonna be running around the town looking for claw marks on random buildings, so
That's gonna
not
take you a minute.
yeah,
Okay.
not particularly a setup situation. It's more a okay, so Snake's got over there, I'll get over there, and we'll move northward with each time we find something coming back and updating
Okay.
until we have a paper map.
All right. So with that, I think oh, actually, did you guys bring the map back to RA-THERIS, or you went straight to
We would have. That's part of the unexpected errand.
Okay, so that was part of it.
Yep.
So
Okay.
you have the map then.
Okay, in which case I'm going to mark the map with each instance of this thing
Okay.
as best I can. But
Yeah, of course, absolutely. Yeah, that's something that I'll be able to get to you before the game next week. But for right now, I can't think of a better place to call it. So we're gonna wrap things up here, and then next week we'll pick up right where we left off. Hopefully, things will go good, and you guys won't burn things down whenever you try to use alchemist fire for Audrey.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe
Alright,
in us.
Yeah. Should be
ZERRIS
fun.
can't. ZERRIS is without flaw.
I mean, there is no flaw in the word ZERRIS, so I will give you that. Like the word flaw
Exactly.
is not in there.
ZERRIS is without flaw. If ZERRIS sets something on fire and burns down one of the houses, it was obviously a part of ZERRIS's master plan.
I'm gonna end up lighting myself on fire.
Hopefully not, but we'll have to see next week.
In which case, it was a part of ZERRIS's master plan, because ZERRIS's master plan is. We can't even fathom ZERRIS's master plan. It's impossible to even understand how amazing his plans are.
I prepared a spell without having the components today.
So you could use the alchemist fire.
Hey, such is life. It'll happen. Yep. No. So with that, I would just want to say thanks to everybody for tuning in.
Y'all have been legends. Also, thank you to Under Rail Lover for the follow.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
thank you, T
absolutely.
Shorts. Thank you, T Shorts.
Yeah, absolutely. The more the merrier. We have a lot of fun here. All sorts of antics. And it's not everybody just getting murdered all the time. That's the kind of odd bit out, but we'll get to the bottom of that, I'm sure.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
It'll be fine. And then will ZERRIS make donations to charity? We'll find out.
He should. He needs to recreate. He needs to
I am a
create
man
more
of God.
children.
uh,
Yes, you are. You
Oh.
are a man who is God. You need to create many children.
No.
before we
All
do
right.
before we do any plugs, Ramos, do you have an idea of a channel that you want to raid?
Yes, we're good.
Okay, bet.
Already taken care of. Awesome. So yeah, with that, again, thanks to everybody. Thanks for the follows. Excuse me. I've been your Dungeon Master, David Gagnon. We're the Rolling Nomads. This is Colder Than a Twitch's Wit. What? We're up to episode 8. If we get the numbers
Up
right
to
this
8.
time. Awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, I don't have anything to plug. Does anybody else have anything to plug? I know, ZERRIS, you've got that that beautiful outro for this.
I don't exist.
Nothing but shout out to teamleco.com. I'll throw that in the chat as well.
Awesome.
You may have seen Leco himself on our over on our Scion Godshead streams, where he plays Gideon Danger. Teamleco.com will help you out with your weight loss goals, your fitness goals, your nutrition goals, all that good stuff. As a client of him myself, the weight loss journey and the fitness journey has been amazing. It's been tailor-made to my lifestyle and to my specific schedule. So if you're looking for something a little more personal, fitness and nutrition is not one size fits all, and I think that Leco has a full, perfect understanding of that. So just throwing that out there if you're looking to start the new year off right. One of my biggest issues was I would always start and stop, and I think this one's going to be the one that sticks. So that's, if you're looking for something that'll stick, I think teamleco.com, and organize a meetup with Leco himself and get things all squared away with that and start the New Year's off right. Find something that'll stick. It'll be good.
And look forward to hearing about your we look forward to hearing about it, like your progress with this. And
I'm not gonna stop posting shirtless pictures. If once I get a 6-pack, it's over, dude. I'm never gonna wear a shirt.
Holding you to that. I am holding you to that.
Yeah, if you do a single stream with the shirt on.
Yeah, Twitch TOS, I'm gonna have to put the fucking pasties on, dude. I will if I can get to the goal of having if I can get to the goal of having a 6-pack, I'm never wearing a shirt.
Easy. So can we get it so that you got like little D20s dangling from the town?
But other than that, our regular plugs, of course, are the Rolling Nomads. You can find us right here every Sunday, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for Call on Twitch's Wit, our D&D campaign run by our illustrious Dungeon Master David Gagnon. Yeah, that's what we're up to. You just witnessed it. You just saw the things. We're solving a murder.
We criminal minds up in this bitch.
We're gonna find that bastard. Of course, and then of course on Sundays we also do Scion Godson, 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, over on twitch.tv/The Onyx Path, where we are doing godly things and mythos things and sometimes dragon things. It's a good time. They found a mythos boat, the one that rammed Cthulhu's fucking stupid face. Yeah, it's alive, but we're doing weird shit. We're gonna find Cersei on her isle. From
dumping
Greek
all the
mythology.
Diet Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, just wasting soda.
It's Diet Dr. Pepper. It was a waste when they made it.
Rough.
Glad we're not sponsored by them.
We will.
Yeah, I mean, that would be so annoying.
We don't do free advertisement here. Of course, as well, we usually do our gaming stream on Mondays at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. This Monday, I think I'm on top of things this Monday, so I think we'll be all squared away. I have no idea what we're gonna play, but we're gonna play something. We just do gaming, and it's just random.
Hopefully, it's a game where we go up, down, left, and right.
Yeah, sometimes sideways. But yeah. And then on Fridays we're picking up on Thursdays we're starting up a Witcher stream, Witcher TTRPG. That won't be this Thursday, but within what day is it? Oh God,
It's
At
the
end-
15th.
the end of
Yep.
the month, we'll be starting up, or the beginning of February, we'll be starting a Witcher TTRPG. It'll be a
Nice.
good time. We're gonna do weird stuff. I hear they want to fight the Wild Hunt, so that'll be interesting.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
So that'll be cool.
I'm in danger.
To keep up to date, we'll let you know how to keep up to date with that, and we'll let you as things progress. We'll let more announcements come out, and then Fridays are not this week, on the 20th, but on the 27th. Wait, it is this Friday, the 20th. We're starting up our Hunter Chronicle, our interim chronicle, our little mini series between seasons of Book of Saints, our Sabbat Chronicle. We're going to take a look at the rest of the World of Darkness. Hunters are going to be coming to Mexico City, and we're going to see the repercussions of some of the actions of the Saints pack, the Sabbat pack that is taking Mexico City by storm, as Cain intended. That's us in a handbasket. So for those things that are coming up, the new scheduled streams and the new stuff, the best way to keep up to date with us is to follow us on Twitter @_Rolling Nomads and Hive Social @Rolling Nomads, where we post our schedule, changes to the schedule, any late starts, any new programming, all the good stuff. That is the best way to keep up to date with us. That's all I got for announcements.
All right. Anybody else?
I don't exist.
I haven't really got anything personal.
Cool.
Sweet. Stick
All right.
around. We're going to be raiding Master of Rem. They're playing Dungeons & Dragons currently right now.
Awesome.
Like Clockwork, it's a homebrew game and world that Rem Alternatives themselves have created. There's even a comic book that they released. I believe they're on issue 2 currently. Self-published and all that good stuff. So it's really
That's
neat.
awesome.
And go give them a watch. Stick around. We'll be doing a raid.
Yeah, awesome. All right. See you guys next week. Till then, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other.
Y'all take care now, boy.
Bye.